Hi guys, I want to introduce you guys to one of the most degenerate decks in all of Lorcana. I built this the other day because I decided I want to combine just in time with all the 5 drops that I can play on curve on 3. This card is really good in this deck because you can generate all your 3 lore questers such as Moana, Cusco, and Mad Hatter. Those are the cards that you typically want to play out with just in time. This is really degenerate because of Lilo and Simba combination, where if you play Lilo on turn one and if you're going first, and then the following turn you play Simba, assuming they don't have if they didn't develop on the same turn as Lilo, then you can actually just play Flynn Rider the following turn and then play Simba on three if you don't have the just-in-time combo. Um, but essentially what it does is Lilo is going to be generating 2 lures on your very first or on your following turn. And then on the next turn, if they didn't develop after Lilo a character to contest the Lilo, what's going to happen is that you're gonna either play the Flynn Rider on 2 or the LaFoe, and then from there you're gonna generate 2 on the following turn. And if they still don't generate something, then you're gonna keep abusing the fact that they didn't generate anything on the first 2 turns and then gain a lot of lore. So you're going to be gaining 2 lores on the first turn, and then it's going to multiply from there. You're going to multiply into 4 lores if they don't develop. And then if they still don't contest it, then you're going to develop maximize to where you're going to develop 6 lores, and it multiplies so on and so forth. If you play on turn 3 just in time, and you play your 3 drop or your 3 lore questers, you're going to be generating 7 lores a turn. So that's all going to be happening on the first 3 turns of the game. And I think Disney Lorcana definitely has to reconsider releasing just in time. Either that or just not releasing or just banning just in time because Lilo with Simba. If they do develop a card with Lilo, you could just simply play the Simba, and the Simba body protects Lilo for the next turn from being attacked because of the bodyguard mechanic, and then Lilo could just quest for another 2, and then you're just going to be able to just generate so much advantage. The rest of the cards in this deck, such as Mother Knows Best, resets the tempo on your opponent's side so that they have to reestablish the board again. And if they do that, there's summoning sickness in this game, and the summoning sickness makes it so that you're gonna generate more lores because of that mechanic itself. I play Jasper just for the mirror match, just because Jasper can interrupt the questing. But in testing, I haven't really played against another deck that's turbo, and so you also play Cheshire Cat and Mickey Mouse because in case you don't draw just in time, you're gonna need something to go play on curve, and Mickey Mouse and Cheshire Cat is one of those cards. But overall, the Cusco in the deck pretty much makes it have the inherent ward, making it very difficult to remove him with any sort of spell. So if you can play Cusco on 3, the game is pretty much yours because you're going to be generating 3 lores a turn. And if they do try to remove him in a challenge, then he's gonna banish the challenging character. So this deck really is one of the most degenerate deck I've ever seen in my entire card game career, and it's definitely not a deck that should be in the meta. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay just to show you how quick the games last. I play the Stitch package because Stitch can shift into 4. So on turn 4, after the just in time, you can, if you have a Stitch out there, just shift on top of the Stitch, and then you have a 3 lore quester that can definitely win you the game as well. So his ability to be able to draw you a card is somewhat important, but not always. You're definitely not using Stitch to be able to draw cards. You're just basically using Stitch to use the shift mechanic in a quest for 3 lores on turn 4. So, and then he's gonna have the rush because he is playing on top of Stitch. So that rush is gonna be able to not rush, but he can quest the same turn that he's brought out if you use the shift mechanic. So I'm going to show you some gameplay. It's going to be really quick. I'm going to show you one of the perfect games that you'll ever see in this game. So yeah. Okay, so this game right here is only going to last under 2 minutes. So if you guys want a fast gameplay, this is it. I'm going to choose to go for the line where I have the Simba on my following turn. And if I mulligan into either another Flynn Rider, then I'm going to be able to back up the Lilo if he doesn't develop. And I do draw into a Flynn Rider, and this is pretty much GG's. So I'm going to put Stitch. I'm going to ink Stitch. I'm going to play the Lilo out on turn 1. And guess what? He doesn't actually develop on turn 1 to contest the Lilo. What's going to happen is I'm going to play Flynn on the next turn. I ink the Jasper here to play the Flynn Rider since he did not develop. And so on the next turn, if he doesn't develop, I'm going to be questing for 3 and then playing the Just in Time on curve if I do draw a 5-drop. So let's see if I draw a 5-drop here. So he does develop here into a fill. So now I can just develop my Cusco or my Simba. I think I'm going to go for the Simba and Lilo. So that's what I do. I ink the Simba and then I play both Lilo and Simba in this following turn. So you can kind of see how degenerate this deck is. Questing for 4. And now if the Phil wants to attack any of my little guys, he can't because I have the body card. So next turn I'm going to be able to quest for 6. So putting me at 12 on literally on turn 3. So he inks the Grand Metalla here, and then he plays Mickey to hopefully be able to get into Let It Go. I draw into another Flynn here, and automatically I'm not going to be inking this turn. I'm going to be playing just in time to play the Cusco on curve. I'm going to keep the Flynn Rider in my next turn, but you can already see that this game's already over. Yeah, you can just kind of see how degenerate this strategy is because by literally turn 4, I've won the game. So he tries to trade into my Simba here by using the fill combo with the Mickey Mouse, but that's not enough because if he plays anything, yeah, he needs removal. He plays the Rapunzel, he doesn't realize this game. But yeah, I have game on board and it's over. I draw into Lofo here, so even if anything happens, I still have follow-up. So yeah, that's the quickest game of Lorcana that you'll ever see in this game. And it's literally in set 1. The fact that it's coming out in set 1 is pretty bad. I definitely think Disney Lorcana definitely needs to look at Just in Time, because Just in Time is really bad. Bad card design. But also Lilo as a 1-drop that can quest for 2 is also a really bad card design. And I definitely hope Lorcana is able to see that that they made a mistake in the card design, in my opinion. The only deck that can contest this deck is probably like Steel, where they draw their early fire the cannons to deal with the Lilo. But I still don't think that's formidable enough. It may be able to slow down the deck a little bit, but I think this deck is just insanely broken, and it definitely should be a little relooked at. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and now you guys are informed. Hopefully this deck doesn't see the light of day once it comes out. Alright, peace out guys.